determines your religion is something you should think about. And it reminded me of one time when I was a kid in Vacation Bible School. We were talking about if you are apostolic, you got to spread the name of Jesus, and everybody on earth will hear the name of Jesus and have a chance to decide if they want to serve him or not. But everybody will hear that. And I asked the question, I was like, what if I was a kid born in China and I grew up Buddhist and my parents were telling me everybody's going to hear the name Buddha and everybody will have a chance to convert to him. And they were like, what are you saying? I was like, well, I'm being taught it's Jesus only, and I got to tell people about Jesus. And no matter what they say, I can never convert to what they say. But what if a kid in China is born the same time as me, and he's being told the same thing, but he's being told it about Buddha, and we both are strong in our convictions? I might not have said it that exact way, but that's what I'm saying. And they looked at me and they was like, the Buddha's going to hell. And I was like, but what if the Buddhist thinks? And they were like, we ain't asking no more questions. We apostolic. Jesus is the way, the truth, the light, Acts 2:38. And I still think about it because I was a really curious kid and I was just like, that don't really answer my question, because the Buddhist parent can say the person go to Jesus, go to hell. And I didn't even know nothing about Buddhism at the time. I was just really curious. But I just thought that was funny, thinking about religion and who you're taught and what you're taught. Because I remember saying to a friend of mine, I was done talking in trouble, but I was like, I'm mostly a Christian because my family made me go to church. I believe in Jesus. I love him. I got baptized and spoken tongues with the evidence. Some of y'all just say you got it, but I had to prove it. So I'm with us. I'm down. I'm just saying, what if another kid is feeling that? They wasn't feeling that. And we was also beefing with culture people. He was like, they ain't baptized in Jesus only. They talking about the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Ain't no blessed Trinity. It's just him and me. Also on the internet is...
That's exactly right. Because I was a pastor, I was a worship leader, I was a Bible college student. And that's actually why I deconstructed. I preached Christianity, I taught it, I studied it. I studied theology and apologetics. My shift didn't happen because I didn't know the arguments. It happened because I studied them more deeply. I'll give a few examples. One thing that started bothering me was the geography problem. Most people inherit their beliefs in the same way they inherit their language, where they're born. So someone born in Saudi Arabia is most likely Muslim. Someone born in India is most likely Hindu. If someone born in the American South, most likely a Christian. So if I've been born somewhere else, probably would have been something different. I started wondering, if eternal truth is so important, then why is it so wrapped up with geography? And connected to that is something that philosophers call divine hiddenness. Christianity says that God wants to be known, that God wants a relationship with people. But sincere people searching for God end up in different religions, or none at all. So if God wanted to be known, why is the evidence so ambiguous? Then I started studying the history of the New Testament. Jesus dies around 30 AD. Earliest gospel shows up around 65, 70 AD. Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke show up later. The Gospel of John even later than that. The stories of Jesus circulated for years before it was even written down. Now, I don't remember y'all playing telephone as a kid, but y'all couldn't get one word across 30 people. But I'm supposed to believe the integrity of that story stayed there. Now, I'm not saying that disproves Christianity, but it makes it more difficult to prove. So when you see these Gospels, right, you see that, one, it probably wasn't written by the people who actually saw Jesus. And two, that's why we see so many differences, because you can't maintain that much integrity through oral tradition. This one kind of hit me hard as a black man. See, scripture never abolished slavery, it regulates it. And historically, those same arguments were used to justify enslaving Africans. And that forced me to wrestle with whether the Bible reveals a timeless moral truth or reflects the moral limits of the ancient world. I didn't wake up wanting to stop believing. For years, I was trying to make the pieces fit, you know? Eventually, the questions just stopped having satisfying answers. I wonder with y'all, how do y'all wrestle with these?
What's happening, everybody? What's happening? Welcome to the Out the Pit podcast. I am your host, Sackcloth, man. A lot of y'all know me from the other channel, Out the Pit, but I go by Sackcloth, you feel me? I'm here with a couple of homies today. And a lot of y'all know who know me this. Y'all know this is real my passion, talking spirituality and religion. You feel me? Because a lot of it goes to my journey. You feel me? A lot of the things that I've experienced and I learned and all this and that, which brings me fast forward, which brings me to the day. You did. So I got, my two co-hosts for the day. You feel me? For this episode right here. Y'all know y'all are very familiar with one of them. If you follow the other channel, you go by Bam Bam. You feel me? And the other one is my homie. You seen him probably on one other thing that we did on this channel here. You go by Major. You feel me? He goes by Major from from Chi-Town, man. He from Chi-Town. I probably messed that up again. You feel me? But he from Chi-Town. And we did another episode with, some months back talking about the whole Jonathan Majors and Ellie Chopper situation, which was a spiritual/religious talk when it was on the Kirk Franklin thing. You did. But anywho, I'm finna bring them in and we finna break down this, a couple videos, these two videos specifically on what the man's saying, as far as you and your religion, and what your belief system, your spirit, hell, it goes to your spiritual practice. Sometimes how that can be automatic, or like an automatic given to you. You did, like, by your location, and like he said, your geographic location on where you bought up. And it really shouldn't be. Me personally, I don't feel like it should be that goddamn hard to understand, because if you think about it, even born in the United States, if you're born in Louisiana, you used to Creole food and that type of stuff. You used to that, that bayou type of living. You feel me? If you born in New York, you feel what I'm saying? You chill out on that at the bodega. You know what I mean? You get them whatever they eat up there. You feel what I'm saying? If you're in the South, you like certain foods. You feel like, I'm from Florida. You like, so every region has its culture. So it shouldn't be too hard to understand where we're going with this. I know if you extra religious or spiritual, whatever, it's gonna be some pushback. It's gonna be it's gonna be hard, but this ain't like, again, this may not be for you. So it's adjustment-free zone where we at. You feel me? This is what I do. You know what I mean? I can have debates and talks about this for hours. You did. But I'm finna go ahead, enough of that. I'm finna go ahead and bring the fellas in. And while you're in here, like I said, we're gonna be having this conversation. We want y'all to chime in if you want, but we're gonna really try to focus on this conversation between one another. And then, but we are gonna address comments. You feel me? But so let me bring them in. Enough said. Let me see. Bam. What Major at? Major like he might have dropped off. Bam got his shit on mute. There you go.
Yo.
What up? Can everybody hear each other?
Yo.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. You can hear it. Bam, can you hear both of us? Nope. There you go. So something going on again. Here we go. Major, what's good with you, man? Have some technical difficulties. Yo, Major. Bam.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, like Major. I know they had some bad weather out there. Yeah, I hear you. Major.
I can hear both of y'all.
Okay, you good. It seems like a little bit delay. It's a little delay on Major part.
No, I hear him though.
Yeah.
I can hear.
All right, cool. Yeah, it made it. Try to drop out and come back in. Try to drop out and come back in. See if that helps. So Bam. So what's your thoughts on the first two videos that I played, bro?
2 seconds. Hold on. Just give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just want to get into my spot. Well, off top, it would it's both alluded to something pretty significant in my opinion. About what you believe being a regional thing, based on what part of the globe you were born in. It seems that seems to play a big role. Not saying it's, everything, but it definitely is a huge deal when it comes to what's going to be put in your head first or in your hands first, depending on the doctrine. And I think to ignore that, wouldn't be the wisest thing to do if you're a critical thinker.
Okay. Major. It's
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. It's a delay. So I'm gonna let you go. It's a delay.
Can you hear me?
It's a delay from us to you. You feel me? So I'm gonna let you go ahead. Tell us what you thought about the 2 videos.
Man, I think it make a lot of sense that when he said significant to all of our lives, something so that's supposed to be so divine. How does it? He was saying, how does that something that's so dependent upon geographical history? You know what I'm saying? Or, where somebody lived and all that there. When we talking about, it's really foundational on a God that's everywhere though, and that's bigger than all of us, but somehow the truth or our salvation is dependent upon geographical areas and names and all that kind of stuff. And I think to me that sounds like evidence of some man-made constructed psychology, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it don't even make sense at all that we would be all over the globe, but we got to find this mysterious man, his right name, you know what I'm saying, where he lived and all that in order for it. Don't make no sense at all. Just that I even have to figure something out in a world like this, where it's a whole lot of deception and all that. And our salvation is based on skimming through all that. That's kind of like a game more than truth to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bam.
Yeah, I gotta agree with everything Major just said for the reasons of, if they're supposed to be so divine, and it's supposed to be something that shouldn't even, in my opinion, need to be questioned. Why is it such a puzzle piece? Why is it so hard to really pinpoint what's truth and what's not? What's genuine text and what needs to be interpreted, what needs to be read literally. The one thing they do got in common, okay, yeah, they all do at some point speak about, a higher power or what's the word I'm looking for? Messiah. The problem is we still don't have a direct, like, go this way and that's what you should follow. It's you need to seek and do this and do that. I feel like, why would it be that difficult if it's supposed to be so, so divine and so empowering? And
basically,
like, why if they say it's not, he's not the God of confusion, but yet this shit is very confusing.
Yeah. So my thing, okay, what I want to kind of point out is the fact that what Kelvin stated, the first video, you feel me, and where he has some similarities with the second video I played. When they start asking these questions, what happened? You feel what I'm saying? Here come the side comments, here come the jokes, here come everything but a damn answer. You get what I'm saying? Basically they start probably making them feel like they were crazy and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why is you asking that? Why is that important? Just believe. You feel like this ain't valid questions this man is asking. But it gets brushed aside to goddamn and then it gets brushed aside. Not only does it get brushed aside, it starts to infuse the insults and the ad hominems. You feel what I'm saying? That right there. What would that? I'm gonna throw this to Major. What would that do to you? What have you ever experienced that, Major?
Oh yeah, definitely. All the time, especially with religious people, or like most religious people, they kind of just have a traditional way of responding to really great questions. And I think it's also it points the finger to occultic evidence of occultic kind of like material, like we dealing with occults. You know what I'm saying? When everything got to be such a secret and you only can know so much, but it's supposed to be so important, you know, as far as salvation. But then it's levels. When you go all the way up to, you know, like to the Vatican or wherever it's created at, and then you go down the pyramid, it's like all these filters, you know, and that's to me like occultic. You know what I'm saying? When it's everything a damn secret. You know what I'm saying, or something like that, and you got to earn your way through it. But I think a lot of them religious folk or you know, just average participants don't even know they self. You know what I'm saying? Like they just trained by way of information to respond in a traditional manner, like, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it's that, but I also think, to add to what he just said, they tend to respond from an emotional standpoint because they're just ready to defend it instead of be critical thinkers and really acknowledge that these are valid questions. Instead of taking it as an attack on what they believe, they like to do that just the opposite. They take it as you're trying to attack it, when it's like, no, I'm asking these questions because it's not clear cut and dry.
Yep.
It's and these are fair questions, honestly, in my opinion.
For real.
Nah, I agree 100%. You feel me? Like it's not. I'm gonna say that I agree a lot. That it definitely comes off as a attack. You feel what I'm saying? They feel like you're attacking it, and which is really is what it is. It's more you're attacking, and they feel like you're attacking them, but they feel like you're attacking that foundation. You really just trying to get some clarity. You feel what I'm saying? And what happens, like I experienced that. You feel what I'm saying? So like you just be trying to ask questions and shit like that to get some understanding with people, and then it's like you realize that's when you start to realize, okay, so you don't know. So they'll say everything. Half time they'll say everything, but I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? And then just so like I say, then the crazy shit come with they just start treating you different and all that. You did.
Or they love to say, "Oh, you're just not interpreting it properly, or you're looking at it the wrong way."
Yep.
And then when you ask them, "How should I look at it?" "Oh, well, you know, you need to dig deep and figure that out for yourself." Okay, so that's not an answer.
Or you going too deep. You think
I've only heard that one. I've heard that from one person, but definitely heard that. Definitely have heard I'm thinking too deep about it.
Yep. So
I feel like that's an insult, honestly, because it's like you're trying to tell me stop trying to figure it out and just believe it.
Yeah, that's real. And then like say, and a lot like, and what happens is like, let me see. I want to play this guy again. I want to start playing this guy again right here, the second video.
That's exactly right. Because I was a pastor, I was a worship leader, I was a Bible college student. And that's actually why I deconstructed.
There we go. This man say he was a Bible college student. He was a Bible college student. You feel what I'm saying? And to me, that's significant. So I'm pretty sure this guy went there to reinforce what he already believed, just to probably, like, I experienced that. I didn't go to Bible college or whatever, but that's what got me to studying more. You feel what I'm saying? I started trying to feel like to get closer to God. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? To learn more, to get a better understanding geographic and stuff like that, or, you know, really head the book. You feel me? Eyes the book. And then what happened was the opposite started happening. I started getting more questions. Like, wait a minute, wait. What's going on here? Like, you feel what I'm saying? But as I was shallow reading it and understanding it like that, it was simple. I just made it all make sense. Just kind of brushed over that type of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But as I started studying, aka like he said, he went to a damn Bible college. You feel what I'm saying? What happened? How can you go to Bible college? Okay. I'm gonna throw this to Bam. Why do you think you can? If he went to Bible college, what was it? Why did it go left for him?
This is only my opinion.
Left?
This is only my opinion. I can only go off of what he said, or what I heard the brother say in the video.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I can gather, what went left is he got more informed and more educated to the point where it made him start noticing, well, wait, that contradicts this or that contradicts that. So it got to the point where it created more questions than answers.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more he learned, the more he realized, wait a minute, like, sound like y'all kind of just moving the goalposts every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, basically he got more educated and started thinking a little more critical and more, I'm going to dare to say, logical. Well, at least, from a human standpoint, we can't compare that to what probably God, that's out of our, in my belief, that's out of our, that's way above our comprehension. But, in the terms that we've been given and what we know, or what they say anyway, he started trying to think a little more, logical and critical, instead of just taking things that, that's what the book says, so believe it. But it's like, okay, well, make it make sense though.
I think my opinion is what I've heard happen to people like him in his situation. They go to Bible college, right? And then what happens is they don't give them a definite answer. This is what I've heard testimonies. They don't give them a definite answer as far as what they go in there, they had a definite answer. They think they're finna get that concreted, but they tell them, yeah, you could look at it like this, or some look at it like that. They actually show them, you feel what I'm saying? They don't give them the answer. You feel me? They show them how everybody comes up with their theology. You feel me? So basically, it pretty much you go for it's like you go there, you go to going to a restaurant, then they open up the den. They say you find out it's not just a restaurant where you finna get one thing. Oh, this is a buffet. You feel what I'm saying? You get a little of this, you get a little of that. If that makes sense. You think you're going to a burger shack, you know what I mean, or a real shack, and next thing you know, they got a whole damn buffet. They got Chinese food, they got goddamn Korean food, they got, you know what I'm saying, they got steak, they got pizza, they got, you feel what I'm saying? And that does something to them. And then there goes the questions. Major, what's your thoughts?
Man, I kind of I see that I was agreeing in agreement with Bam as far as sometimes the more you study, the more you will see that you'll have the more questions that you will find yourself having, especially if you're studying with an open mind, but then what you saying is a whole nother level too, as far as because you say you familiar with certain people where they tell them you can look at it this way or that way. That right there, see, that's that funny stuff I'm talking about right there, man. That's what I began to see in my experiences over the years. It's a lot of funny stuff. Like, why would you tell somebody it could be this way or that way? You know what I'm saying? And unless it's just like the Bible, right? You can come out of the Bible, you can be a Catholic, you could be an Israelite, you could be a Christian. There's so many things. So it's like, is it designed for that? Is it designed not to get off on a tangent, but is it designed? I don't think it's different paths.
I don't think it's designed for people to pick different paths. It's designed to give people the information on what it is. This is why you have so many people come come out, could read the scriptures, and then come out and like say Baptist, Catholic, Israelite, Jew. That's what it is, because I think they're getting at, because you know what I mean, they're just giving out the information. You feel me? And they're telling, like, they're not there to tell you, they're not there to tell, because they're not there to tell you how to read it. You feel what I'm saying? They're there to give you the information on why, and then why people, you know what I'm saying, tend to do that.
Well,
tend to view things. They should there to show you the like, from what I hear, they show people the different interpretations. You feel what I'm saying? And they don't go there. They go there thinking something else. You feel
me?
What up?
I just want to be clear. Like, you're speaking to when people go to like school to study the book, right?
Yeah, Bible college. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just want to.
Like, you know, yeah. Like, I've heard different people, you know, and that right, that alone has taken some people out the game, because they go there firm in their belief, firm in their faith, and then when they get this information and realize it's not as so in a capsule as they thought it was. You feel what I'm saying? And then that's where they were like, well, what? That's here go the questions. You feel what I'm saying? Now here go the questions. Like, wait. So you trying to tell me that could be right, or that could be right? They're not there to give you the direct answers. You feel what I'm saying? To tell you, no, this is how it is. Because if that's the case, you better pick. If that's the case, you do run into a Bible college like that, you better make sure you're going to one specifically. I don't even know if they have this specifically tailored to what you believe. Because you get what I'm saying? Like, they're all not the same.
Oh, you know what? It's
like any other college.
Yeah, when you say because I took I should have brought my papers, because I took a theology class and then I stopped, right? But it was theology, so it was just based on religions and all that. It wasn't like one specific one.
I got one specific religion.
Yeah, it was it was a lot of information on different sectors of theology too and stuff. But well, if I say because they in theology, like, they teach monotheism. They just teach you what it is. They don't really say whether it's right or wrong. They teach polytheism too. You know what I'm saying? But that would just be, again, that was just a theology class though. So this guy say he took a theology class, or like a Bible thing?
He said Bible. He said Bible. He went to Bible college.
Some type of Bible school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it would be.
That's crazy. From what it sound like,
it still caused more questions for him.
Yeah.
So it clearly, you know what I mean? Like, say a theology school, from my understanding, I could be wrong. It may not be too different. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they're telling you, like, say, because here we are, all what you just said, monotheism, henotheism, all that, people still come out with that, but just by reading the scriptures. You feel me? The Judaism would be monotheism, because they believe in one God. You feel what I'm saying? They in the scriptures. Trinitarians would fall under, I think, henotheism or something like that. So they're in the scripture. That's what. So yeah, it's the theology. It's not too. I don't see too big, too much, too high. Like, say, except for that they're teaching, it could be a different religion. So the theology used to it with that. Did they teach anything outside the Bible, like Buddhism or anything like that?
No. I mean, they did point out that kind of stuff, but they didn't really like some stuff. They just point out what it is. They don't really teach it specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just point out what it is.
Yeah. So my thing, even with the Bible college, how do they, even if they tell you how to read it, you still don't know what makes that way right.
Yeah.
The way they're telling you.
Nah, see, I have a good question.
Go ahead.
You said, like you just said, they're teaching you how to read it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the divine wants me to be the average person who can't go to Bible school, to be able to know him and seek him and love him and know his will and, all that good stuff, all that jazz, Why do I need to go to a school to know how to do that? Why wasn't it made simple? Why can't I just read it and it just straight up reconcile with me if it's so divine? Like, why would I need, like, okay, say if you went to school and I didn't, but we both reading the same book, and I can't afford to go to school, or can't, or don't have the resources to go study it the way you did to know how to read it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
No, I get that. I mean, then like you say, if you, that's what's a issue comes in also. If you
That's
can't
an
do
issue
that,
to me because
it is an issue.
why would he want? Okay, so someone who's still living in less modern times in a village or something. Yeah, they've heard the name Jesus, and they finally get their first Bible, and they're reading, and they don't have a school to teach them how to read it properly, or even I ain't got to go that extreme. Just bottom line is, why do I need a school to teach me how to, like, why can't I just, why wouldn't you make it simple enough to where I can just read it and receive it how
Well,
I'm
see,
supposed to?
that's where I think personally, I don't think
Why are you making it difficult?
I don't think that you need that, and I don't think the Bible tells you need that. You feel me? Let's just clear that up. I don't think that the Bible don't tell you need
The
to school.
Bible doesn't, but let
But
you
I'm
say.
saying it.
But every time we see people having this conversation like us, what we see in the comment section, oh, y'all just don't know how to read it. Y'all know how to interpret it.
Oh yeah, well the Bible don't say that, but that ain't got. I won't say that has anything to do with going to school. I think that's just people say that shit regardless if you ain't went to school or not. If it's something that most time they say that shit if it's something they disagree with you. You feel me that you're saying? And they could be, you both could be in the same, you know what I'm saying, under the same banner, but they gonna say that's what, you know what I mean? What I was finna say is, to get like, I don't know if to get pastor license or whatever, reverend license or whatever, priest license or whatever, is that required? And some people then some people turn around, it's college, it's money involved. You feel me? That's what all it is for the Bible school. All dude was just saying he went there. He didn't say that it was a requirement for him to go as far as his salvation. He just probably did that to get closer to God or figure out. You feel what I'm saying? He probably went there under a whole nother reasoning. But the Bible don't say you got to go to school and all that. You feel what I'm saying? He probably did that on his own for his own reason. Now you know what I mean. But what it happened, like I say, but what happened?
No, and I'm with you on that. I just know we've all three heard it a million times, whether it to be to us or to other people.
Mm-hmm.
I get the Bible don't say that. I ain't that, I'm with you on that. But that's what you're always gonna get from people when you have this kind of pushback. Like, that's what pastors and deacons and hell, your own mama and daddy gonna tell you that shit.
Yeah, for real. No, I agree with you. I'm just saying I don't think that has nothing to do with Bible school.
No, that was, but I just wanted to clarify. My point wasn't about having to go to school. It was just, since people love to say that, why would that be the case? Like, if just like, let's go with that. Like, if we were to go with that's true, why would it need to be that dang difficult? But no, I get what you're saying. But you're right. It doesn't say that. That's not what the Bible teaches.
Yeah.
Itself. No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They don't. Yeah. Now, did they go to school like this? Now, don't get twisted. Did they go to school? And was it scripture that said they actually went to school If certain people went to learn certain scriptures and from other people, yes. But is that a requirement? I can't say it's a requirement. I can't say it's a requirement that you need to do.
No, I doubt it. That would just be my question to people who love to say that. That's all that was.
I feel that. Major.
That kind of got me thinking about all them different doctrines. I'm still kind of I'm hearing everything y'all saying, but I'm still kind of wrapped up on when you said they telling them like you can look at it this way or this way. That kind of like, I mean, when you talk about like a certain religion, I'm thinking to myself, it's a connotation to it being one truth. Like, this is the truth. Like, Islam believe that Allah and Muhammad is the truth. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm asking you, first of all, questions.
Then what Bible school are you going to? Is it Christianity? That all plays a part too.
Well, I don't think he
Yeah.
was. I don't think Major was speaking to that. I think he was just saying, you know. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you tell it, Major. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead first. I want you to forget your point.
Well, no, I was just thinking like because how you were saying it. There's so many different ones, and going back to the video, it was about predominantly what you believe. It depends on where you're born, and then there's so many different and then what if you're born over there, you believe Allah, Buddha, e- Jesus, stuff like that. So it's really like, okay, you can look at it this way or that way. That's still a problem because you can tell me, oh, look at it the way the Muslims do, if that works for you. But the problem is
Right.
all of them will tell you no, 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 no. You look at this way or it's the wrong way. You just gonna
Right.
look at it
That's
that you can't look
exactly
at it
like,
that
yeah.
way. You can't look at it that way,
Right.
sir. No, 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 no. You can't come over here and talk about Jesus. No, we won't. No, you going the wrong way, Bill.
That I get what
Yeah,
you're saying, but that's like,
yeah.
go ahead, Major.
No, I'm just saying most religions do have like they proclaim that what they doing or what they believe in is the truth. So that's kind of like it's kind of like paradoxical to say that's like how many of them teach you can do whatever you want to do. That's the truth.
Right.
See
No, what I'm saying, yeah, that's the core, but I think that's the core. You feel me? For most of them, like that, they ain't teaching that. But what I'm saying, like when we say Bible school, is it being specific? Okay, if I'm a Pentecostal, let's just say I'm a Pentecostal. Okay, first off, we got to remember Christianity is a broad spectrum. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm a Baptist, am I going to Baptist school? You get what I'm saying? Baptist Christian school or Baptist Bible school? And then
I don't think there's a difference. I don't think they do that. But I could be
what
wrong.
I'm saying? No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they do that, but that's what I'm saying. So when you're talking Bible school, right? If it's not individual, like this is a Baptist Bible school, this is a Trinitarian, this is a a Pentecostal Bible school. This is an Israelite Bible school. You get what I'm saying? And then even inside that, there's different sets. So if you don't go to the one specifically, you feel what I'm saying? If this is a neutral Bible school, they're just teaching you certain the basics on the Bible. You know what I'm saying? On what you need to know. You get what I mean? So I'm gonna just look up.
No,
So
you're right.
You get what I'm saying?
I think Major's point was outside of the school subject, but I feel what you're saying.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I see what you're saying too, though. Like as far as now, I see what you're saying as far as the Bible. Like if it's not a certain doctrine, it's just the Bible. They trying to, but that's still kind of. I guess that's still kind of like interesting to think. Like, how can you?
Okay.
Like I know, and we all know it's different. It's different belief system derived from the Bible scriptures. But it's kind of like how you gonna teach the Bible courses they're saying we showing you what this Bible really, because if you teaching it, you're saying that you understand the truth or what it really means or what the words really mean. If you're teaching it, then that means
that's what you hold.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the issue that people are running into. They're going in there with that mindset that you're saying right now that it does.
But I feel like that's what they push to you.
No, who says who? Because when you look it up, so I just typed in, what does Bible school teach? Bible college provides a deep understanding of scripture, theology, and ministry. Theology, here we go. Theology is a broad spectrum, just like Major said. Theology, that's theology throughout the whole Bible. What I mean by that is different theologies inside of that, which is why we have so many religions. And it says, and ministry and curriculum covering Old Testament and New Testament surveys, hermeneutics, church history, and apologetics. That's what the brother was saying. He studied apologetics. Apologetics is
okay. Well, real quick, what theology then specifically? Because they're not teaching Baptist
They're not
And
teaching a
you know what I'm
specific
saying?
theology. They're teaching you all theologies.
Like all of them.
I'm pretty sure it's not saying this teaching you a specific one because you're not. It's not like you
That's a
went
lot
to.
to cover, bro.
That's what say it again.
That's a lot to cover.
No, what I'm saying, they're not. Listen, okay. Even if they're not teaching you, let's just say
I feel like they
teach you.
pick one,
Let's
but I
just say
could be
no.
wrong.
Look, let's just say they teach you 3. How can they pick one? You feel what I'm saying? Just look
Because
it
I'm
up.
just saying, like, you know how many theologies there are? Like, that's
Pertaining to the
1,000s.
Bible, correct? We know how many they are, but they're teaching you different theologies. Like just say, even if it's more than one, that's what people not going in there thinking that. They're surprised when they run across. Oh, this is it. Let's just say it's 2. They're surprised that it's 2. They only know a concern about their one. You feel what I'm saying? And hear me out. Hold on, let me finish. Apologetics. Apologetics for what? You know what apologetics is, right?
No, what's that?
I don't either.
Apologetics. Say it again.
I
Apologetics
don't
is
either.
they're teaching you how to defend. Apologetics is defending your being able to defend your faith. So when you see people having debates, that's a form of debaters and stuff like that. They're apologists, like a Christian apologist. You have a Muslim apologist. These are people who do debates and defend their faith. So you get what I'm saying? They're teaching apologetics. Students, and then it says students develop practical skills for church leadership. Practical skills for church leadership. Which one? It's probably going to depend on what school you go to. You feel what I'm saying? If they have specific ones, church leadership, such as preaching, counseling, and teaching, while interrogating faith with subjects like education, business, or music. Integrating faith. Might not interrogate. I might grade that wrong. Integrating faith with subjects like education, business, and music. It's a business. It's not that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people going in there, like this brother who probably went in there. I'm not saying he did. You feel me? He probably went in there thinking he was going to get some concrete doctrine, and that's not what he got. They showed him more than one. And this is what I'm saying this because this is what I'm hearing other people testimony on why they're in a position that similar to where I am.
Well, none of us went. Well, me and you, and as far as I know, Kev on stage. There are plenty of people who didn't go to no college for this, and we still got to this conclusion. So the college thing, that's one subject, but then you got the other side, people like me, me and you, who didn't have to go to no school, and we got to this conclusion. So that kind of covers the school side of it, but
yeah, they didn't have to go either. They chose to go. Some of depending on where you what practice.
No, I ain't saying they had to go, but that was their choice, but for whatever reason, and good, good or bad for them. But I just think like it's still good. It's like even like the school part. That's I feel you on that. But I mean, like even what Major said, outside of school, like when you still just even if we eliminate the whole going to college for it, the point is. There's still so many different theologies, and it depends based on environment, region, and all that kind of stuff. Like a lot of that plays a huge role into it.
Correct.
Because when it comes to school, school has nothing to do with the region, really.
No,
it's still just teaching you, like you said, to your point, it's just teaching you, it as an entirety and how to defend it, and
Yeah. Nah, the whole point how school got brought up is because I was saying what the brother was saying, how he ended up in that position. You feel me? That he did all this. So he's putting out his credentials. You feel what I'm saying? And then what to say, he basically put out his credentials to say how he, where he was and how he, what I'm saying, because like some people ain't gonna go to that. But he's basically putting out his credentials.
Right.
You feel me?
But I see your point too, to when you say this is the issue, when you said the fact how they go into it and they realize it ain't what they thought it was. They thought it was going to be
what it was.
That's pretty much
I believe that too.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he was presenting. Like it's pretty much he probably just didn't use those words, but he was pretty much presenting that like, man, I went to school and studied it, and it wasn't giving me. It was more about geographical locations, etc. So without using the words, I see what you're saying. That's pretty much what his issue was. Like, I
Yeah.
found
It shook his faith. It
yeah,
shook faith.
yeah.
It did the opposite of what he thought it was going to do. Probably.
Yeah, for sure.
I see. He thought he was gonna go get some more understanding on his doctrine or whatever. Yeah, and he was like, that ain't what that ain't what they teach at the school.
Yeah.
Let alone what y'all teaching in the church. They don't teach this in the school.
Or that, and they start presenting him with that concrete. They're like, or you can look at it like this. But wait. What you mean, or? You feel what I'm saying? No, show me the way. What you mean, or?
That
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was like, what? Yeah.
So which brings us to our
he was looking for a spiritual leader, if you will.
Yeah,
or something. I just think that it could be that. I just think he was looking for something that was he was just trying to. I don't know. I don't know what he was looking for. You feel me? But I would have been. See, I'm thinking if I would have did something like that, I'd have been trying to. Same was no different what I was doing. I started studying more, trying to get closer to it, to what we call, the truth of the overall, the eternal truth. You feel what I'm saying? And then, but what happened with this I'm like, wait. As I started studying all these things that he said, different things, started just thinking logically. I'm like, wait a minute. If I was such and such, what if I was born over? You get what I'm saying? That's where the start going. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm bringing us to this next video here. This last video. I don't want to keep y'all too long, but it's the same dude. So from that video we just played, this brother here, he got people in the comment section, right? And then it was this one dude who told, he basically said, I don't care. Look, he responded, I don't care I don't care how much education or learning I get. My faith ain't gonna be rocked. You feel me? My faith ain't gonna be moved. So I'm gonna play that. And he responded to him. You feel me? And y'all know me, I be in the comment section. I responded to him. First off, let me shout out. Okay, y'all wanna let's how much longer y'all got? I know I said 9. How much longer you got? Can y'all do? Because we can do a part 2 if we need be.
I'm good for now. I'm good.
All right. I want to read this comment right here from my boy Smooth. And what up, Auntie? What's happening, Auntie? What's happening? I see you came through. Appreciate you for sliding. He say a lot of people beliefs come from environment, upbringing, repetition, not personal discovery. I agree. A lot of people, like he said, a lot of people, not
That's
everybody.
where it starts.
She said, I tried to.
That's a fact. That's like games. That's like street games. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Like you end up a lot of times you can point out the exceptions, but most of the time you end up in the same category as the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? In the society that you live in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how a lot of the street gangs came. People pretty much was just a part of the environment. Just like bro said, like it's part of the environment. That's kind of like that's how you look at this whole thing. Is just a system, man. It's a whole system that's there, and some people go this way, some people gonna do this, some people gonna do that. Just all depend. It's like a system, man. That's to me. I'm looking at the system, like the people who behind it, because I think that's a big part of what got to do. One thing we understand is that you think the school, or you would think that the school is actually bigger than the actual church. So most of our doctrines and all that from the school, you know what I'm saying? I mean, from the churches, like most of the doctrines that's out there is passed down from the pastors and the churches and all that. You would think, being under the same government, the actual school that's teaching these pastors, because a lot of them did go to school, a lot of them probably didn't. You would think that that's supposed to be more foundational. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just one thing that I think also got to him when he thought he was gonna go get more understanding on what he believed already, because he like, okay, now I'm going to the school that actually teach that taught them, or where they, they get certified. You would think, rather, to some
Ooh,
extent.
ooh. I want to say this question, Auntie. I'm gonna say this for after, not for after, for later. We got another video. I'm gonna say this.
That's interesting, though. That was interesting.
That's the intro. There, I'm gonna save that. Smooth say, and what up? Awaken. Smooth say, you hang in the barbershop too long, you're gonna get a haircut. Yeah. I mean, it's that's why I say I don't see why it's so hard. That's why I say I don't see why it's so hard. It shouldn't be too hard for. Let me say this: it shouldn't be too hard for comments that this brother that was in this man comment section left in his comment section. You feel what I'm saying? The guy who video we just played. You feel me? So should I play that video one more time and then go straight into the response? Oh, we good.
Either way.
All right, I'm gonna run it. Auntie, I'm gonna catch you up. I'm gonna catch you up to speed real quick. All right. I don't know where that come from.
That's exactly right. Because I was a pastor, I was a worship leader, I was a Bible college student. And that's actually why I deconstructed. I preached Christianity, I taught it, I studied it. I studied theology and apologetics. My shift didn't happen because I didn't know the arguments. It happened because I studied them more deeply. I'll give a few examples. One thing that started bothering me was the geography problem. Most people inherit their beliefs in the same way they inherit their language, where they're born. So someone born in Saudi Arabia is most likely Muslim. Someone born in India is most likely Hindu. If someone born in the American South, most likely a Christian. So if I've been born somewhere else, probably would have been something different. I started wondering if eternal truth is so important, then why is it so wrapped up with geography? And connected to that is something that philosophers call divine hiddenness. Christianity says that God wants to be known, that God wants a relationship with people. But sincere people searching for God end up in different religions or none at all. So if God wanted to be known, why is the evidence so ambiguous? Then I started studying the history of the New Testament. Jesus dies around 30 AD.
All right.
I preach Christianity.
All right, so that's enough. I'm gonna go straight into the other video. You feel the drift where he going with it. Now, again, this guy here, somebody was in his comment section, and they said some things, and he gonna show the comments. So let's go.
Someone say, I don't care about how much education I receive, my faith is solid like a rock. And listen, you can believe what you want. That's not really my issue. My issue is this. I've been asking very specific questions, historical questions. I saw someone say, I don't care about how much education I receive, my faith is solid like a rock. And listen, you can believe what you want. That's not really my issue. My issue is this. I've been asking very specific questions, historical questions, theological questions, questions about how we actually know something is true, right? For example, why do the earliest Christian writings we have, Paul's letters, never describe the empty tomb or the nativity story, right? Why do the Gospels appear decades later and they start out as anonymous texts, right? Why do the resurrection accounts tell a story differently depending on which Gospel you read? See, these are real questions about the history of the text. But instead, we're engaging in them questions, people are responding with statements about how strong their faith is. And that's not an answer, that's a declaration. And something I've noticed in these conversations is that when questions get uncomfortable, people stop addressing the question and they start projecting motives. They say they're angry. They say that you just want to sin. They say that you hate God. But notice what just happened. The question still hasn't been answered. And honestly, the thing I realized after years of studying theology in the church history is actually pretty simple. If something is true, investigation shouldn't threaten it. Truth survives scrutiny. So I'm not asking anyone to abandon their faith. I'm asking the same thing the Bible itself encourages. Test things, examine them, and ask honest questions. And answer them honestly. Because if questions threaten your faith, the problem probably isn't the question, my G. I saw someone say, I don't care about...
All right. So I'm gonna pull it. I want to pull this question up. I'm gonna pull this statement up. This comment that he said. Hold on. Let me turn this volume down. That the person made.
I received.
So education altered your faith. I don't care how much learning and education I received. Faith is solid like a rock. Let me start by saying, kudos to that brother who made that comment. Here's why. I spoke with Bam about this. You feel me? At least, this is my opinion. At least he had the gonads to say that. You feel what I'm saying? He had the gonads to say, I don't care about education. Forget your education. Forget all that. I don't care how much learning. This is typically what I feel, you know what I'm saying, that the others don't want to say. When you ask them, they don't, you know what I'm saying, he's sealed, he's stable. You feel what I'm saying? Fuck, I ain't trying to answer no question, I ain't trying to get no learning, but what does that do for people like brother who went to that Bible college, right? That we just talked about, who did all that, trying to, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he went there to disprove himself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what do we do with that? So somebody, like I say, went, and then would you apply that same logic to anything else in your life? And then so I made a comment to him. I said, so I guess, you know what I'm saying, know better, do better, because education, you know, you tend to learn better, you know what I'm saying? And we're not talking about, the man didn't say he went to fucking, the brother didn't say he went to goddamn doctor school. He went to school to become an attorney or a lawyer. He went to school to get better understanding of the scriptures. You feel what I'm saying? Of his belief or whatever. So this brother saying he ain't even doing all that. You feel me?
It sound like to me like the guy, he feeling like he thought in a sense that he was going to the foundation of what the Bible is certified when he went to school. So when you go to the foundation of it and you find out, it's kind of like you got a choice and there is no one truth, or else you're going to hell. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of like, when you look at geographical commonalities, like how around the world people tend to be or gravitate, believe in according to their environmental conditions. And then, you know, for him, he's saying like, so the guy was like, I don't care how much education you got, I'm still gonna stand a hot. But if you found out, that's like saying you find out Charles Manson wrote that Bible, you saying you're gonna stand on your faith that's coming from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, I'm saying that's what Buddy feeling like in that went to school, in the sense of how he coming off like, I'm going to the root of with certifying these churches. You know what I'm saying? These churches, they just can't open up. They got little systems and all that they got to go through. They just can't go buy a building and open up like that. You know what I'm saying? So he feeling like it's coming off to me like he feeling like he went to, like, even if it's not, I'm just saying it sound like he felt like he was going to the root of the foundation of the church. You know what I'm saying? The traditional church and so forth. And he felt like it was kind of like it wasn't concrete with his doctrine, which makes him feel like, well, shit, you mean to tell me I had a choice just depending on where I lived or something like that? Because that ain't what I'm being taught, and that ain't what I'm teaching, is what he said. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of baffled him. Then, you know what I'm saying? It's even when you talk about asking questions and going to school and all that, seeking is the foundation of any kind of spirituality in a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So somebody asking a question, that's what made the disciples, because they said at the feet of Jesus according to the story and asked some questions. That's where all them parables came from. See what I'm saying? So it's even written in the Bible that it's the glory of God to conceal the thing, but it's the honor of kings to search out that matter. You see what I'm saying? So on top of him wanting to go to school, yeah.
That don't mean nothing to that brother who left that comment, bro. He ain't trying to hit it. Bam, your thoughts on that
No,
comment?
I ain't even
Go ahead.
knocking him. I ain't even knocking him. If he feel like, hey, it's working for me, so I ain't gonna mess with it. You know what I'm saying?
And
Then good for him. But I'm just saying,
and
with dude that went to school, he felt like going to the foundation of what he been teaching and believing in. He felt like it wasn't solid. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't
Mhm.
solid. It's almost like just so because everybody know me, you, and Bam know, like when it comes to that Bible in the church, the Christians don't teach you got a choice. They teach heaven or hell. You know what I'm saying? They teach, you know what I'm saying? They teach this or hell. You know what I'm
this or
saying?
that, man.
This or the devil. If you ain't rocking with this, you rocking with. Yeah, so I get what dude just trying to say I'm standing strong on my favorite education. Okay, whatever. But Buddy said, look, I want to go look more into it because that's what it teaches, to get more into it. And in the foundation wasn't the foundation at all.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying?
So, Bam, what's your thoughts on that comment?
Like, you know, so to tell
Go ahead.
him he ain't wrong for him.
Yeah. You know, hey, at least, hey, go ahead, Bam. What's your thoughts on that comment?
Yeah. I'm with y'all on everything y'all said, no disagreement, but that sounds like willful ignorance to me. Like I'm not even gonna skate past.
Yeah.
I'm with y'all on, you know, kudos to him if it's working for him. But my issue is it's working for you because you're refusing to find out if what you want to willfully, ignorantly believe could be completely false.
Without searching,
Without any type of he ain't looking for nothing to validate what he believes. I'm just gonna believe it.
But that makes me
That's a
wonder.
problem.
But that makes me wonder, like,
That's right.
yeah, if that's the case, like that makes I don't know, no, whatever.
To
Nah,
say I don't
see.
care how much I learn,
Would
I'm
he,
still like Major made a great point. So if you find out Adolf Hitler actually wrote that book, you still gonna stand with it.
and
Okay.
my thing
All right,
is,
good for you, brother.
Right.
hey,
That's, you know,
my thing is, what else are you just, I don't want to learn more, I don't want to do more, I don't want to know better, you feel me, in your life? What else do you do that with?
Nothing. I know. And if he does do with anything else, God, man, may God be with him. Because if you just around here just believing stuff, because that's, and you know, you know, and the reason I say that is willful ignorance, because we didn't even get to it yet. But he left a comment. His response to you
Yeah. What did I say?
is why I know it's willful ignorance. Because when you told him, so you don't believe in you know, more, you know better, you do better. He said, I'm sticking to what I know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So can I cut in? My thing is,
The fuck?
would you but hit me out, cool. But okay, cool, brother.
I ain't giving him no credit for that
No,
shit.
what I'm
Y'all
saying is,
can. I'm good.
what I'm
Fuck
saying is,
him.
okay,
That's
cool,
stupid.
brother. Cool, brother, cool. If that, like, if you saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I have no problem with that.
I do.
I have no problem with that at all.
I do.
Hold on, I don't, because but my thing is, will you give that same courtesy to people you trying to push your shit on?
No, and that's why I got a problem with it, because he's not gonna give that courtesy to us. All three people on this screen, he ain't giving us that courtesy, so I'm not giving it to him.
Because you know why? You know why we can safely say that? Because he was in that man comment section talking shit.
He
trying to be an asshole.
He came for smoke and said, I can be willfully ignorant, but y'all can't. And the difference is, none of us, including that brother in the original video, aren't being willfully ignorant. We're seeking. We are actually seeking God genuinely. We want to know God. We want to, you know what I'm saying? But he's saying, look, my mom and my daddy put this book in my hand. That's all I know, and I'm sticking to it to the day I die. I don't care if everything they taught me was something that they were lied to about.
And what else would he? In my question, what else would you
I'm
apply
sorry,
that
Auntie.
same?
You right. You right, Auntie. Let me
You
behave.
good, bro? My thing is, what else would
You
you
right.
apply that same logic to, brother,
I
in
just
your
don't.
life?
I'm sorry, Auntie. I just don't like when people say stuff like that. But then, if I tell them what I believe, gonna try to laugh and oh, that's what you believe. Oh, see how far that gets you. Oh, yeah. You gonna burn in
like,
hell. Like they gonna
like they
condemn
got
me
concrete
for
proof of
my
what they
beliefs.
think.
But I can. Okay. All jokes aside, I can respect what that brother said. I only don't, and this might be spiteful or whatever people want to say. I don't because he don't give that same courtesy to others.
That's where the issue come
I
in
know
for
he
me.
don't give that grace to others. You want something you don't give.
Mm-hmm.
You want respect that you ain't gonna give.
Yep. And that's one thing. If something working for somebody else, like using his same logic,
Right.
if that works for you, cool, brother. Ain't no harm, no foul. I mean, why would you? I wouldn't ask you to do that. You feel me? If it's working for you, why the fuck would I do? Why would we expect that? But for those who, you know what I'm saying, for those who their shit is working for them, use that same logic. Give them that same grace and courtesy. That's what, like, I'm with them, but that's what for me, when we talk, that's what the issue is for me. Because we know you ain't doing that. How we know you in this brother comment section? Why you in this brother comment section? Him talking about stuff like this is crazy to me. So
And anytime eternal hell, eternal fire, brimstone, what they say, fire and brimstones, and all that type of anytime that kind of kick is involved, I think understanding is warranted. If anybody should be understanding of asking questions and seeking and understanding, it should be the Christians, because you preaching eternal fire and shit like that. Like you talking about in a world where, you know what I'm saying, okay, God, he created this serpent, this snake, he put him left him on earth, then sent you down there with him, told you that if you don't figure it out by the time you go, your ass grass. If anybody should be understanding, it should be those who preach that right there.
Mm-hmm. Auntie said, all right, we
just
can get
some real shit just now.
Yeah, definitely. Major other way.
Oh, this way. I don't know. My screeny this way, but
no, but you got to go the opposite.
Oh, so he on this side.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, he said that was real.
Yeah, it was. Auntie say, are we finna get to the question thing in the comments? We're gonna give what 8 minutes, 10 minutes for comments and questions. We pretty much but she say, I'm gonna answer. What if we were on Gilligan's Island and there were no Bibles? Would you go to hell? No, but you go into the lake of fire.
Okay. See, and that's my thing. When you get people who will say Jesus is the only way, I got no beef with that. If that's what you believe, I have no beef with your belief. I'm okay with anyone's belief. Here's the issue. If he's the only way, like she just said, there are going to be people who are not going to hear that name before they die. So they never had a chance, right? So do they still get forgiven? Or let's say, for instance, like I think Jay, I've had this conversation with you before. My son, autistic.
Yeah.
I can teach him all about Jesus. Guess what? He's so deep, he's so high on that spectrum, he ain't never gonna understand it.
I don't even want to go.
He ain't never gonna praise it or love and bow down to it. So are you telling me he going to hell because he can't comprehend who Jesus is?
Look, I want to say that type of topic for another day. I want to say that type of topic for another day, personally. You feel me?
I mean, we here now. There ain't no time like the present, brother. But I'm just like, go ahead.
Well, okay, because I want to, because this guy, like I said, I want to try to, because it's gonna be more shows to come. You feel what I'm saying? This just do you think blacks should go to white theology schools? And now, hey, I want everybody to put their thoughts in here in this. I want y'all to think on it. Do you think blacks should go to white theology schools?
Reason why I think that's a very interesting question.
Hold on. Do that say that in there? Do that actually say that? Do that actually
People,
say
you know, what's funny. People
that?
say that.
See?
I hear people say it,
Yep.
but is it actually
Is it actually
word for
what verse?
word?
What verse?
Give me the verse that says that, please and thank you. I'm not saying it's not in there,
Yeah, me
cuz
either. Me either.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not
Me
gonna pretend
either.
like I know that.
Yeah.
But if you know a verse that says it, can you put it down in the comments so I can check it out? Because I want to know, because I've heard people say that, but
All
I
the
want to know, is
time.
that just one of those things that people say that ain't in there?
I
'Cause
don't.
there's a lot of those.
It could be. Hear me out. It could be, but I'm just saying, like, I personally don't remember stumbling across that. But I know I stumbled across a bunch of niggas telling me that.
They say it, but bro, I done sent you plenty of videos of a brother saying
I know, bro.
he has a
I
series
know. I
of
know.
things that are not in the Bible that people tell you is,
And
and
that's where we're
that
that's
might, and I want to make sure this ain't one of them. Because
correct.
it was a lot of things that I've been taught by our people and pastors that they say religiously, and then you go look in
And
the Bible and it ain't in there.
the reason we saying that because you said according to the Bible.
Yeah, no, you said specifically. That's the only reason I want to. Yeah.
Who the fuck? Okay, yeah. But yeah, so back to this question, auntie question.
See,
And you
okay,
said,
Auntie just said one too, real quick. She said, "My mom said God takes care of babies and fools, and I have never seen that in the Bible, but her
but what
mama
is
used
that?
to say it."
She said Psalms 116, the Lord protects the simple. What does that mean? What
Okay,
does
but
that
what does the
mean?
simple pertain to? And see,
And
when it
protect them
says
how?
simple, huh?
And protect them how? But you know.
No, I'm okay with the word protect. That's pretty much, I ain't got no issue with the word protect. That if you don't, I get what that means. But when it says the simple, what does the simple mean? And tell me what the Bible says it mean, not what your pastor told you.
If
By
we look,
definition in the Bible, what is a
if we look that simple word up in the Hebrew, what is it going to mean?
like what does simple mean? Because someone could have told you that's what it means, but is that what it means?
Hold on. And we not look, we this back to okay, to go back to what the question. Major, you want to start that off? Say what you think.
Help me, cuz.
Well, I was just saying, I think that's a great question in a sense.
This one.
Well, it interests me to think like if she mean like to go see if they being taught the same thing. You know,
Are they separate, Auntie? Are black theology and
No,
white theology not together? Do they actually separate it?
no, she's saying, do you think black people should go to white theology? Other words, they all probably, let's just say for the most part, it's white, basically. It's a white
Oh, I see
school.
what you're saying.
Is she
Yeah.
saying
She
the
goes one of
teacher
those
is
for black
white, or is it
people.
predominantly white people in there? Like, I'm just trying to.
Basically, what doctrine, she's saying that because what doctrine, like, what are they who taught them to teach you?
I see what you're saying. Like, is it smart? In other words,
Is it smart for a black man to
Yeah.
go learn from a white dude? You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That's what she's
Okay.
asking.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna be honest. Okay, y'all go first because my mouth is reckless. So y'all go first.
No, you go. That's it. I'll just now that I get what he's saying, because I thought it was but I see what she's saying. Is
Okay,
smart.
hold on. Now here we go. Psalms 116, the Lord preserves the simple hearted. Hold on, let's see what that means. I want to see what that means.
And what does preserve mean?
Hold on. Let's get this. I want to get this simple word.
Yeah, I need to know what does that exactly mean by preserve. Does that mean they get an automatic pass to heaven?
Hold on.
But I mean, to answer Auntie's question about
Go ahead.
the should we as black folks go to white theology school?
Okay. From what Google say, simple refers to the guileless, unrepentant, unpretentious. What that mean? Pretentious. What unpretentious mean? And honest heart, rather than those who are ignorant and unintelligent. Rather than those who are ignorant and unintelligent.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
mm, 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 But go ahead, what y'all saying?
Well, mm, I'm just a huge skeptic as it is, so y'all gotta forgive me. But when she said, should we go to a white theology school? I mean, my first instinct is to say no, but the problem is they kind of put the education up for the most part. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel based on history, it seems like they the ones who put this in our hands in the first place. So we're probably still teaching their theology, or we just decided, okay, forget their theology and started teaching our own. Either way, we don't know which one's correct, but I would probably trust ours first, even though I'm probably going to question both.
She said, so Awaken say the vulnerable is the word that is used for simple. That's a, I guess you could shoehorn, like we could shoehorn that in.
The word vulnerable is used for simple. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Major, what would you want to answer before we get up out of this bit?
No, that was it. You talking about the should we study in them schools? I think
Yeah.
my answer would be I'm with Bam on this one. Like I would question either way. You know what I'm saying? Like especially at this point, I would whether it was white. I mean, we talk about that like that color thing ain't gonna get. You know what I'm saying? That color thing ain't gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So I'm questioning. I'm especially questioning the Africans. You know what I'm saying? And the whites.
A-
Shit. So
And and the go ahead, sorry.
no, I'm just saying we was sold. We wasn't stolen. We was sold.
You that.
I'm questioning all that. Yeah.
And to add to that, even during the old slave times and all that, they wouldn't let us read, but they let us read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed us to
Yeah.
read the truth, but they wouldn't let us read anything else. So here's my problem with that. Our theology, even I could still guess that the theology we're teaching still came from them, even if it is different than theirs. Maybe that's on purpose. I'm just saying, why should I trust it? Why should I trust it
Ooh,
still?
this shit getting good. I think I say walk with caution just because the history of them teaching, like I just say first off, it's all walk with caution in it in general. You feel what I'm saying? Just taking the black and white thing out of it. You feel what I'm saying? But definitely walk with caution because we're just going off how we like to say history repeats itself, all that like type of shit. Hey, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? They was, like say slave, and then you got like when you start incorporating, the slave Bible and all this and that type of stuff. So like that's another conversation too. So I just say walk with caution. I personally, me where I'm at, and I ain't going to name one of them, be real with you. Just saying.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Even if I went to both, I'm still gonna question both.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
She said, "Have you read?" Oh, real quick, I'm gonna go to Awaken question. Have you read the Slave Bible? Depends on what all they left in there. I ain't read it, but you know what I mean. From what I know, the Slave Bible was it was about standard Bible that they removed a bunch of stuff out of it. You feel what I'm saying? It was like 60%. Don't quote me. It was a good percentage of what they removed out of it, and then it was supposedly some stuff that they possibly added in, or you feel what I'm saying, or just yeah.
I mean, I mean, is it really? I mean, they really didn't have to move much because the same Bible we read today teaches about you can have slaves and all that good stuff. So
No, it was they moved what they did. They removed all the stuff that showed the people breaking. You know what I'm saying?
no,
That
I know exactly
anything
what.
anything
No,
that
I know
pushed
that stuff. But my point was,
Mhm.
go open your Bible that you have, and you'll
It
still
still
find
says yeah.
that you can have slaves and all this and that. They didn't really have to remove nothing because it still teaches that regardless.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
They
They
got
only
so many.
remove.
I was say they got so many. Man, they got so many translations and editions. I'm just looking at this Jubilee African Bible, and you see it's a Jubilee African, but it's still a King James version. So how it's gonna be
that bitch said the
African
African American
King
Jubilee.
James version?
African American Jubilee,
That bitch said the African American.
but it's still King James.
When y'all see the picture, they still got them pharaohs. You see the picture of the Egypt right there in the background, the Egyptian character, I mean, and all that. And it's kind of like they all working together some kind of way, man. I'm telling you, that's why I wouldn't even really go off you can't go off colors in this world, man. Tell you, man.
No.
If your body break down right now, it's gonna be something internal that's breaking your body down. You know what I'm saying? And any organization that ever got split up, it was somebody on the inside, man. Every time, man. I can't trust none of them. You can't even, we were talking about it earlier. We ain't gonna get off on bro video, but the Catholics, you know what I'm saying, they believe in the Black Madonna and all that, you know what I'm saying? So that's the umbrella on all this stuff. So you can't really go off no colors, man. I'm telling you, man, we ain't get here. If we had all the power and we was all powerful and all what people be thinking or saying, then what happened? How we get here? Something eternal. I mean, internal had to happen. So I wouldn't look at no color at all. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no color thing. It's a play on it, but it ain't. It ain't. It's bigger than that. Trust none of them.
Anybody want to touch this before we slide? Can someone fully understand faith leadership in the Black community if their theological training ignores the community's history? Can someone fully understand faith leadership in the Black community? Can someone fully understand faith leadership in the Black community if their theological training ignores the community's history? I think they could understand it, but that don't mean they give a fuck. I think they can understand it. I just don't. That don't mean they don't give. They gonna give a damn. And here we go. It depends on what their doctrine is. If they on some shit, well, just it's all in the past. Let that go, man. Let that go. We got Jesus now. You feel? Because it's a lot. Let's be real. It's a lot of Black community do believe that. That was in the past. I mean, at some point it was in the past. You feel me? But that's their. You got some who believe all that shit was supposed to happen. It was prophecy. And I come from that school of thought.
Yeah. Once upon a time, for sure, for me. I used to believe that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spider web, man. And then let me just add this real quick too, though. Like how probable? What is that? The word probable? How feasible or how like what kind of concrete salvation could be built and you choosing to believe in a person name? Like how they be rooted on believing in this Jesus and so forth. Like I know I get my own esoteric angle on that, but I'm saying like when they say believe in this name and like how can that have any power in it? Think about it, like you talking about you believing in a name like that makes the galaxy seem so small, like and not even thought through. Like just believe in this name, and that's gonna take your soul. Just because in your soul, so they can read your soul somehow and know if you really believe in this name, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna catapult you into the heaven when your body gone. You know what I'm saying? No touching. What I'm talking about, like based on your whole video, bro. Like no touching, no questions, no asking, no questions. Don't go question none. Just believe in it, go with it, and that's your salvation. How can something so vast, something so infinite, eternal, we're talking about eternity, be predicated upon you just believing in this person who was here thousands of years ago when you wasn't when you maybe wasn't here in this body anyway, how can you be believing in something that you wasn't here for? You have to really truly believe in it. Like, do that even?
I mean, people do that all the time, B. It seemed pretty easy.
And you know what? We haven't even touched on one point that brother made that I think is critical as well. We've all played the game telephone, right? Growing up, you know, as kids, you know, I tell you something, you tell him something.
As far as
and it's supposed to come back to me, right? And it's supposed to be the same as I told you, right? Has that ever happened? Have one time playing that game when it's more than, I'm gonna say 10 people or more? Has it ever came back the way it started?
No.
Never in the history of that game. If it's like 3 people, maybe, but even then it come back wrong.
It's a struggle. It's a big struggle
because somebody wants to change it, and I guess maybe that's just in our nature as humans. I don't know, but for some reason, even as adults, I played that game as an adult, and it still got messed up. That being said, like he said, all of these stories were hearsay that hundreds of years before they were written, talked about, passed down before it was ever scripture. How we know how much of that got mistranslated, missaid? Someone wanted to change something. Hey, yeah, I was damn near his daddy. Hey, I knew that. Hey, Joseph was Joseph was my first cousin. Yeah, I helped raise Jesus. Like, people want to add to it to sound cool. Like, that's not nothing new. People didn't just start being flawed. People didn't just start in 2000, the 1900s, 1800s. Want to like, hey, well, you know, they said Jesus walked on water. And they said, you know, and then boom, now somebody want to say, guess what? I was there. I saw it. Whole time they heard it from someone else, and they just want to be there because it sounds cool, or whatever or whatever the case. And then you get people who will say, "Oh, all these witnesses got murdered for, you know, spreading the gossip. You think they gonna spread all of this and get killed over a lie?" People do that all the time, actually. People have carried lies to the death all the time. Like, it ain't nothing new.
So,
and I'm not saying it's a lie. Don't get me wrong, anybody. I'm not saying that makes it a lie either. I'm just saying it don't also mean it's true. Witnesses don't equate the truth. Because I ain't gonna lie, it would hold more weight if it was written when it was witnessed by the witnessed, not hundreds of years later by people who heard the tale.
Yeah.
And then wrote it. You feel me? So that's why I say, even with the whole like, oh, would you go to school and stuff? It's just like I said. It's just like how I've heard things growing up that were in the book, and then as an adult, I know now that a lot of these things ain't in there.
They ain't even in the book, man.
They're not even in there.
Like how they say, what, cleanliness is next to godliness. That's not in there.
That's not in there.
I'm telling you, I'm convinced Christianity is a religion of its own. They need to just write another book, because the Bible don't even support their doctrines, like stuff that we've been passed down and we've been, it don't support it. It's not even like Jesus. It was a man running up behind Jesus. He was like, good master, you know, how can I be like you, be saved? And it's in the Bible, Jesus turned around and said, why thou was called of me good? No one is good but God. So you, like, when you read the Bible, Jesus talking about going to get pistols and all that in the New Testament.
Swords, bro. Swords. Say swords.
Like, what is y'all
say swords. Say swords. They gonna, because the people who come through here, they gonna like see. They gonna see. They gonna like see.
Allegedly, and see, that's what I'm saying. Like, they got their own. Like, it's really like Christianity is its own sector now. It's his own sector, man. Like, they wouldn't even, Christians probably won't even watch videos like this, right? Unless we on here preaching the gospel. They wouldn't even watch videos like this because we ain't suit and tied up and looking like good Christian boys. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree. I disagree. And that brother who left that message and that other brother thing clearly was white.
Oh yeah. You're right about that.
I disagree. I think
you're
that.
right. But I'm saying, you're right about that because especially with the internet, it's a lot of strolling. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, they wouldn't normally even accept in a certain kind of way. It's like he crashed with Buddy comment. They wouldn't accept it coming from they only accept things coming from other Christians. You know what I'm saying? Like people who repeat their doctrines. Like, and even if we going through that process, but it's just like Christians is a religion of its own, man. You can't. You start thinking about everything is in Christ in the Bible is talking about Christians. Do you really? Do they? When he say, many gonna say, Lord, Lord, but I cast out demons in your name. Gangbangers and prostitutes don't cast out demons in Jesus' name. Muslims don't cast out demons in Jesus' name.
Hold on. It was other people. It was other people. They said, I gotta say this. That's why I gotta push back. I disagree because in that he was saying it was people who, you know, saying they ain't. I don't think they believing in you, but they doing it. But he say, you know, hey, it is what it is. But they ain't preaching what we preaching or something like that. I'm gonna look, find out. But yeah, so and he was like, and then Jesus said something about like, it's okay, it's all for the good, for the, you know, for the Father or something like that. I'm gonna find out. I'm sure they probably shouldn't even said it, you know, but yeah, I think I'm gonna disagree.
I don't know if they was trying to cast out demons though.
No, they did. They was hold on. What they were doing miracles. I take that back. They were doing miracles. They was doing miracles.
They was doing magic tricks, just like him. Sorry, I said it.
Yeah, whatever. However you want to word it, bro.
Miracles. What's a miracle?
Look, I ain't finna go down that road. We be sitting here another whole, you know what I mean?
Is a miracle fitting every animal on a boat?
Tomato. You know what I mean? Tomato. Some say miracle, some say magic, some say they go hand in hand, some say they can't see the difference.
She said, how we know if scholars ain't smoking peace pipes?
Yeah. We don't know nothing. I mean, you don't know what they was goddamn smoking, if they were smoking back there.
Oh shoot, appreciate it, Auntie. It's funny. I was looking at no funny stuff, Auntie. I was thinking, I ain't gonna lie, I was looking at myself like this is how I was taught Jesus looked, low key. Except I need his beard to go with it, and then I would look like Jesus.
I wasn't taught that, so
I was taught that he had dreadlocks, and not dreadlocks per se, but I was taught that. Well, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, no. This is how I pictured Black Jesus, like in a sense.
You better than me because at a certain age I wasn't picturing no Black Jesus. He was white. So I wasn't taught. They didn't teach me what color you were.
I was always taught he was black my entire life. I've never heard him called white outside of my house. My mama thought Jesus was black, so that's all I knew. I never even at my churches. Yeah, no, they would describe him basically as a brother. Like I never heard of white Jesus until like movies and stuff.
That's crazy.
I heard white Jesus in movies.
Nah, I'm gonna say this. They didn't teach me he was white either. But we had this big ass quilt of a white Jesus behind the goddamn pulpit. You feel me? So they didn't teach you was black and they didn't teach you was white. I wouldn't teach neither one. You feel me?
Because even the picture my mom had of Jesus in our house, his skin was my color. Granted, his hair wasn't like mine. It was like, long and kind of like straight, if you will, kind of with a little wave. But it definitely was a Black Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that just depends on, that depends on a lot of things. Because that's all I knew.
Yep.
But, but that's funny. I thought she was funny. She said that because I've always kind of pictured him with like she said, like this with a beard,
I did too though. That's
how I pictured Jesus.
I ain't gonna say always, but I definitely did at a certain point.
Yeah, I did. I learned that. Got that from myself after once I started reading, but they didn't teach me neither one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the locks part, but I just knew long hair, dark, brown skinned brother type stuff with a beard.
Shooting the deuces. All right, man. Let's get about it.
I'm serious. My first time seeing a white Jesus was in a movie. I can't remember what movie it was.
Nah, my first time seeing the image was in the church. It is what it is.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
In the church, hell, it was like shit. A lot of places, like shit, yeah,
yeah, everywhere.
everywhere. Shit, I ain't gonna hold you. That's why I was surprised when I started reading a book in my I was surprised. I'm like, wait a minute, what? He would have been what? That shit took me for a loop.
So okay, real quick. So
go ahead.
So do y'all think? Well, obviously, I'm sure we all agree, but would y'all say? Because we were all brought up in the church. We were raised in Christianity. Would y'all say that we only believe what we once believed because that's what the environment, what our parents taught us, the pastors that they took us to, and they also told us this is the truth? Like, do you believe it's just because of that? Because I know I had questions. I know I had questions even as a kid. Unless you want to say this for another time, but
so rephrase the question real quick.
So basically, bottom line of what I'm asking, big dog, is do you think we chose it? Do you think we chose what we believed, or was just what was pushed on us?
What we came up with, basically. What we like. Never mind where you are now, unless it's attached to what I'm saying. What it was you came up with. Me, like it was a point in time I chose a form of it, a offshoot of it, with like say my Hebrew Israelite days. I chose that, in my opinion. I feel like I was led. I feel like I was led to that. But going back my younger days, that's where I was. Hell, that's what I was told. That's what I was taught. This is the way. You feel me? It is what it is. That's how. That's how I end up in that situation.
Yeah, Mandalorian. Now this is the way. This is the way. Yeah. I mean, for me, definitely, I always felt like it's weird, bro. I'm serious. I'm not trying to sound like I was extra wise or something like that. I just know I've always been a skeptic pretty much my entire life. And a lot of things. So I know I had questions as a kid that I was told, oh, don't question, don't do this. That's bad, basically. But I couldn't help but still question it. So I thought it actually messed me up mentally. It made me think I was inherently evil because I couldn't get these questions out of my head because I was told I'm not supposed to be questioning. But then in my mind, you're telling me he's all knowing, so he knows what's going on inside my head too. So even though I'm sitting here doing this stuff with y'all, I'm wondering, is this real? Is this really what we got to do? And so it used to really scare me thinking I'm telling you, I used to be like kind of afraid of going to hell because I couldn't stop questioning things in my head. And I thought, so shall a man think of, so shall it already have happened. If it's, so shit like that. You read the Bible.
Yeah.
So I think that's something people don't talk about too, the mental trauma it can actually create when you're told stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it definitely did for me for a long time.
I could tell you Auntie gonna be back the next time we do this.
Oh, I ain't even been reading the comments. What's my
you good? Look, Auntie, I'm not finna look. I can't stand Auntie. I can't stand her some fucking time. I can't stand Auntie sometimes.
That's a real shit. She said kids do and say what the parents do and say. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's what be happening. Real.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it right there. That's a big part of it, man. Because when you think about where you grew up at, what you choosing to believe, something that you grew up that was in it's kind of like whatever feels closest to home. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had a lot of questions young too, like man, but it still felt the closest thing to me because of my mama and so forth, right?
Yeah. And
I did it because I was scared. Like, I'm gonna be real, it was fear for me because I used to have nightmares. like I used to have nightmares of me, like, now I want to say going to hell per se, but like kind of like dreams about like pastors or my mom and them talking about, you better stop that because the devil gonna get you. You better stop doing that. Like, I'm telling you, that it caused mental trauma for me at one point as a kid.
Yeah.
To the
They
point
saying
I was
stuff
like,
that when the devil gonna get you when is God doing all the getting in the book for the most part. That's what was funny to me. It was God doing all the getting. The devil wasn't getting nobody like that.
yeah, that was another thing. It seemed like the devil tried to persuade you a lot, but it seemed like God the one slaying
Putting
mother
belt to
lovers.
ass, putting belt to ass. He was the one putting
Belt. That would have been he ain't no. He ain't never just belt the ass. He did way worse than that. That would have been light work.
lightning the ass.
That man had people giving away their daughters to spare a stranger.
That's
That man was giving that man had people in that book giving their daughters to people to spare strangers. Y'all, if you know the story, you know the story, but we ain't gonna talk about Job either yet, because that was all the way just messed
That's
up to me.
why I say, look, man, look, we got it's gonna be more. Y'all trying to get everything off now. Y'all need trying to get on here and just go to venting and shit. Go to your own channel, do that. Nigga trying to just get off and shit.
My bad, man. It'd be too much time in between these conversations. I got a lot to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be several shows, man. All right, everybody. Again, like I said, we finna wrap this up. This went a lot longer than expected, than we said it was gonna be. Major, tell them where they can find you.
Man, Millionaires, HE.
Oh shit, my bad.
What the fuck?
Hold on.
Not in the middle of his outro.
Hold on, shit. Hold on.
Not in the middle of his outro.
Do it again, bro. My bad. Start over.
Man, Millionaires coming to a screen near you soon. I got to get back on there. Millionaires, HEIRS, Millionaires.
Bam. I ain't gonna kick you off. I got,
I mean, hey, you know what it is. You can find me at RIP_Bam Bam on YouTube, or if that don't work, just look up Know Your Why exclamation point. You should be able to find me that way. I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm always live with bro. We got a show every Friday at I want to say 9 p.m. Dang, you might want to know your own schedule at 9 p.m. where we, play trivia games, have a good time. More lighthearted stuff. Not so deep, but yeah, y'all come check us out. And also, man, love and respect to whatever your faith and belief is. Like, this is not to be disrespectful or rude to anybody. We are just a group of brothers who have a lot of questions and a lot of wisdom and, seekers. Some people are going to watch this and think, oh, they don't believe in God. Not true.
Far from the truth.
Far couldn't be the furthest from the truth.
Actually, the furthest from the truth.
Yeah,
we actually believe in. I wanted to say we believe in God more than just about anybody, honestly.
That's the furthest from the truth.
That's right.
Right.
And Major, once this upload, go back in the comment section and put your own channel in there. You feel me? Just type your channel in the comment section. So Auntie, we'll get it to you.
All right.
So you could just hit the comment. He gonna go back and put his channel in the comment section so you could just find it. You feel me? Or say something or whatever. You know what I mean? All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all for coming out. You feel me? It was fun. You know what I mean? This was fun. We hope you learned something from it. Like I said, this is a judgment-free zone. We've been so long, goddamn, being the ones like we've been on, against the wall on defense. You feel what I'm saying? Like now we just we just talking our shit at the end of the day now. So it is what it is. We questioning shit. Boom. We'll see y'all most likely next week, man, with another topic. It's always some shit going down on them good streets of Instagram and in them good streets of YouTube. So we'll, be pulling up on y'all next week, hopefully. You feel me? And then we appreciate y'all for coming through. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, whatever. Share it if you feel, no big if you don't. But we here talking our shit, man. We here talking our shit and asking our questions, and we're gonna be breaking videos down and reacting to video, spiritual/religious videos, and just coming with different conversations. You feel me?
Yeah,
but
just sharing our perspectives.
Yep. And we like I said, at the end of the day, I don't know about these, Joe, but I respect everybody. I respect everybody's thing. My whole thing, like I say, just try to show that courtesy to everybody. You feel me? As you're as passionate as what you do, you feel me? Other people are like that too in their own walk. So, go ahead, man.
Oh, nah, I'm glad I had to let you finish because I was gonna say, nah, we do. But if you come for me, I'm coming for you. That's all I'm saying. If you try to disrespect me on what I feel and what I believe, we can play that game. But believe me, I ain't coming back. I ain't combating you for disrespect. I'm just gonna combat you because I want to make sure you understand. We all just seeking at the end of the day. We all just seeking. We all looking for truth. Who knows if any of us ever gonna get the actual truth? But at the end of the day, man, we all believe in something bigger than us. That should be the main thing.
And we out.